Hey, Drew Dixon here with Explore the Bible students. We're getting towards the end of our study of the pastoral epistles, and we find ourselves in Titus chapter 2. Our central truth here is that God calls us to live for His glory and to grow to be more like Jesus in every situation and season. And so Paul's going to hit on some specific situations that people would have found themselves in the church in Crete where Titus is serving. And these are situations and circumstances that many of us find ourselves in. People in your church find themselves in. And there's different commands to each of these groups of people, but really they're more similar than they are different. They're all about living for the glory of God and seeking to grow to be more like Jesus. There's no special, 7-step plan to spiritual growth in the Bible. Really, it's simple. It's focusing ourselves on God's glory and asking Him to help us to grow to be more like Jesus. We don't have to complicate it. That's what it's about. That's what it means to be a Christian, is to live for God's glory, to proclaim His good news, and to look for His strength, to look to Him for strength to grow to be more like His Son. And so while there are some distinct commands in this verse, I want to say they're more similar than they are different. The basic posture with which God calls all His redeemed people in all these different seasons and situations of life, whether you're young or old, whether you're male or female, whether you're in a difficult work situation or whether you're in a great work situation, whatever situation you find yourself in, even here he talks about slavery. Even if you find yourself in slavery, which would have been an unfortunate, right, a difficult situation to be in, Paul says, we ought to see ourselves as redeemed people living for the Redeemer. The commands Paul gives to older men and to older women, they bear this out. His primary concern is that all people who claim Jesus, all people who trust in Jesus, will let their faith in Him inform the way they live, their relationships, their work ethic, their priorities. So challenge your students, does their faith in Jesus inform their work ethic at school? Does it give them a desire to be excellent in the work that they do? Does it inform the way they practice soccer or the way that they, practice the violin or whatever it is that they're into, the things that they do on a day-out basis? Is the gospel informing those things? Is it shaping those things? Is their faith informing their way of life? Because this is what it means to be a Christian. So Paul ends this section saying this: He, Jesus, gave Himself for us to redeem us from all lawlessness and to cleanse for Himself a people for His own possession, eager to do good works. Proclaim these things, encourage and rebuke with all authority. Let no one disregard you. Jesus has redeemed for Himself a people for His own possession. And through Jesus, those people are eager to do good works. Is that true of your students? Are they eager to live out their gospel calling? Are they eager to show people the good news about Jesus? Are they eager to work and play and go to school and study and interact with their families in a way that's honoring to Christ? It's maybe not always easy. It doesn't feel easy to live the Christian life, but it's not complicated, right? It's laid out for us what we're to do. Let's support each other and encourage each other in living out our calling in Christ of being Christ-like people in the world for His glory, for His renown, and for the good of our neighbors. We'll see you again next week for our last session on Titus for session 13.